everyone, welcome to my channel Pure Biology, and today I come with another video, that is the second part of the thyroid gland. Okay, so you just check out the first part of the thyroid gland, where I totally explained the about the thyroxine hormone, the production of the thyroxine hormone, and which hormones are produced from the thyroid gland, and the structure of the thyroid gland. Okay, so you just check out. Here I will try to explain about the function of the thyroid hormones. So there are two functions that are regulated by the thyroid hormone. So first function is what? First function is that it helps to regulate the basal metabolic rate. Basal metabolic rate, or you can say that BMR rate. And it increases the BMR rate in most tissues. So everywhere the BMR rate is controlled by this thyroid hormone. Exceptional cases are brain, spleen and testes, where the regulation of basal metabolic rate regulation, that is not controlled by the thyroid hormones. And this increases the BMR rate in most tissues by the stimulating the use of the cellular oxygen. So how the basal metabolic rate is increased in the tissues? It is regulated, or it is increased in the tissues due to the use of the cellular oxygen. Okay, or stimulation that is controlled by the cellular oxygen, and which control the increased metabolic rate. Clear? When the BMR rate increases, what happened? Then the cellular metabolism of the carbohydrates, lipids and proteins increase. That means if the BMR rate is increased, so that's why all the cellular metabolism that is also increases. Okay. As the cells produce and use more ATP, more heat is generated and body temperature rises. And the phenomena is called the calorigenic effect. So what is saying that when the cell produce and use more ATP, the heat of the cell that also generate more, and that's why the body temperature that will be more. And this situation, when the body temperature becomes more within the body, this situation is called the calorigenic effect. Second function is what? Second function is that the major function that is controlled by the thyroid hormones, that is the synthesis of the sodium and potassium ATPase. Okay, and together with human growth hormone and insulin. So thyroid hormones that accelerate the body growth and the growth of the nervous skeletal system. So actually this thyroid hormones generally it accelerate the body growth and the nervous skeletal system growth. All the growths that are controlled by this thyroid hormone. And here it stimulates the synthesis of the sodium and potassium ATPase together, both sodium and potassium ATPase. And obviously the hormone, human growth hormone, that is the insulin and growth hormone, both the secretion of the insulin and the growth hormone, that also controlled by this the thyroid hormone. Clear? And the next hormone that is also secreted from the thyroid gland, that is the calcitonin. And the main sources or release from which cells? This is the parafollicular cells, and that release this calcitonin hormone. And this thyroid gland that are distinct from the thyroid follicles. So what is saying that these parafollicular cells not are same like the follicular cells of the thyroid gland. These are totally different, and these look like the C cells or C shape. This calcitonin is produced when the high calcium level in the blood. To regulate the high calcium level in blood, the calcitonin hormone is released from the parafollicular cells. And the it decreases the plasma calcium concentration by decreasing the mobilization of the calcium from the bones. So what is the role of this calcitonin? That stop the mobilization of the calcium from the bones into the blood, and in that way it decreases the calcium level in the plasma. In that way it promotes the osteoblastic activity. So it helps to promote the osteoblastic activity. So these are the functions of the calcitonin and the thyroid hormones. Next gland is here, I will try to explain, that is the thymus gland. And now where this thymus gland is situated? This thymus gland is situated just behind the sternum and between the lungs. Clear? Behind the sternum. Now which one is known? The sternum, you just know that the sternum is the in front of the body or thoracic region. In the thoracic region where the lungs is situated, there is the middle portion of the thoracic region. A long bone is there, and this bone is called the sternum, and the ribs are joined with the sternum in the front and in the back side joined with the vertebral column. Clear? So sternum is the place between the lungs where this gland is situated, and this gland is generally generated in the childhood time, but just after the puberty the size of these glands that become decreased, and the hormones that are released from these glands, these are the thymosin, thymic hormonal factor, thymic factor and thymopoietin. And these promote, what is the role of these hormones? These promote the maturation of the T cells. And what are these T cells? These T cells are generally one kind of white blood cells, or you can say that in the immune system there are T cells and B cells. So this is another video already uploaded in my channel, so immunology. So you just check out that one where I explain about the T cells and the B cells. So these T cells, one kind of white blood cells, and that help in the destruction of the foreign microbes or foreign particles, and also retard the aging process. It's another role, that is the these hormones they have another role, that is they retard the aging process. Okay, retard the aging process. This thymosin that stimulates the development and differentiation of the T lymphocytes of the T cells. So it helps in this thymosin basically. This is the main hormone, thymosin, that helps in what? In the development and differentiation and obviously the stimulation. And both you can say that only the development and the differentiation. So here the thymosin stimulates, that means it either increase or decrease. So stimulation of the T cells, development and the differentiation, this is controlled by this thymosin hormone, and they play a role in the regulating the immune system by the stimulating other kinds of immune cells as well, and it is also responsible for the growth during the childhood. So T cells, another function is that due to the development of the T cells or the synthesis of the T cells or the differentiation of the T cells, other kind of immune cells that will be formed, and obviously here the role of this thymosin hormone is seen, and other kinds of, and it is also responsible for the growth during the childhood. So childhood growth, that is also controlled by this. Clear? So this is the here I explained that the functions of the thyroid hormones and the thymus glands hormone. Clear? So I think this is the brief explanation, and you all understood this topic. And after seeing this topic, you can see or consult any book related to the animal physiology, basically the human physiology. So it becomes very easy to you to understand about the function and regulations of the hormones or the activation of the hormones in the human body. And thank you to all of you who have already subscribed my channel and support me a lot. And if you are the newcomer, please subscribe, and if this is helpful to you, so you can share this channel, and hit the bell icon for getting the all notifications about related my channel.